Hey, good morning and welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandy. Oh, and my Hanukkah dog. Wait, wait.
How come the snowman's never dressed for Hanukkah? How come he's never wearing a yarmulke? I wanna know. Oh, and just because he's gonna melt doesn't mean he couldn't use a little guilt.
Oh, that's how my day starts. Oh, and I've got the real thing next to me here too. See, there's Bailey. We're together. Oh, did you notice that it's National Pearl Day? Wear your pearl day. And I'm wearing some of my mother's pearls. Thank you so much. I had a friend from Australia who wore pearls all the time, and she always looked so done, like pearls are just so classy. They make me think of Princess Grace. Pearls. So, what is National Pearl Day? Oh, I hurt a boo boo on my finger. Yes. What is National Pearl Day? It's that you don't really have to wear your pearls. It's the whole idea of National Pearl Day is that we've all got this really good stuff inside of us if we just let it out. So this is a day to honor those people who have all this good heart inside of all the crap that's going on the planet. It's a day to say thank you to yourself for getting through the tough days. Yeah. So acknowledge yourself day today. Yay, you. And wear your pearls because, hey, they might make you feel especially good. A smile and a sip. Yeah. Oh, there's so much today. I mean, so many days. It's cupcake day. So, you're like, yeah, you're handled for dinner, right? And lunch. Oh, look, messy hair. The funny thing about doing this is it's if I have to remind myself this is not a mirror, that you're actually out there. Yeah. Anyway, it's National Cupcake Day. It's also Lemon Cupcake Day, which doesn't really appeal to me, but cupcakes in general, I'm in. I love cupcakes. It's also National Cat Herders Day. Now, does that mean you're really going to go out there and herd cats like a cowboy? No. But this started like in the 1950s, and the idea was those who can lead, even in the face of adversity, should go out and handle that which is uncontrollable for the rest of us. And that's Cat Herders Day. So we acknowledge the leaders amongst us who can handle what's going on in life, especially now. But the good news now is the vaccine is out. I don't know if you were watching any TV at all yesterday. We don't have TV, but we have some streaming, and we watched the news, and we could see all these first responders. I mean, the nurses and doctors, not the necessarily like police and firemen, but nurses and doctors at the hospitals getting their shots, and how they have this plan of celebrities getting their shots live on TV so that people will be encouraged to go out and get the vaccine. I can't wait. This is the first, not the first time, but one of the first times I'm really excited about being an older person, because it means I'm going to be right up there at the top of people who can go get the vaccine. And hey, I want to do all I can to end this pandemic. Go out with a mask, wash my hands, keep my distance. This vaccine can turn things around, but it's not going to happen overnight. Good morning, Henry. Thanks for joining us. Woohoo! Who else is there? Oh, yeah. Good morning, y'all. So it's also the 5th day of Hanukkah, which means you will light 6 candles tonight if you're celebrating. And the word art this morning was stop and smell the latkes. And I did that because latkes have a very distinctive oily smell. It can be a very pleasant smell or a very unpleasant smell, depending on how you feel about oil. But the whole idea is like stop and smell the roses. It's like, take a minute, take a breath. This might not be your holiday, but you have your own holidays. This might not be your favorite smell, but you have favorite smells. Stop and enjoy what's going on around you. You can't be grateful if you don't notice what's going on. Yeah. So just notice what's going on. I had to have my glasses on this morning because I don't know, can you see? My allergies are really acting up. And I'm afraid I'm a little drippy this morning. What is that, Henry? Oh, in her state, she's in the 3rd or 4th phase of getting the vaccine, so she's going to have to wait. Rumor has it, the first nurse that had it, her comment was, well, this doesn't really feel any different than getting any vaccine. So maybe it's same, but it's going to make a difference. Hang in there. Hang in there. You can do this, Henry. I know you can. You can wait. It'll happen. What else? It's less than 2 weeks to Christmas and only 16 days left in the whole year. Can you believe that? 1939, today, was the premiere of one of the most famous movies of all time. Vivian Leigh, Clark Gable, Gone with the Wind. Margaret Mitchell's book was about this thick. And here's what I realized. They had about a year ago, no, I guess it must be about 2 or 3 years ago now, because my mom didn't really have dementia back then. So I'm going to guess it's about 3 years ago. They had this special thing at one of the local movie theaters where they had every Wednesday some great classical music. And it was one of those theaters where they have the seats where you can lay back and put your feet up, and no more expensive than any other, but like totally cool theater. And they were having Gone with the Wind. So I called my mother and said, hey, I'm going to pick you up and we're going to go see Gone with the Wind. Oh, she was so excited. We were going to have the best time. Can I tell you? That movie is so long and so slow and can be so boring. We walked out of it and so depressing. Hello. We walked out of there feeling like we needed to go see a good movie and have some popcorn and get happy because, man, we were not happy when we walked out there. Yes, it's a marvelous movie, and it is an incredible feat of cinematography and everything else, but it's so long and it gets so boring. Just saying. It doesn't mean I don't love it and have fond memories, but I don't need to see it again. I've seen it way too many times. Yep, sorry. Best Picture in the 40s and the highest grossing movie of all time. And that's even without adjusting for what money is worth now. Pretty amazing. 1961. I remember this. Adolf Eichmann, the Nazi. He was on trial and he was sentenced to death for war crimes. And I remember thinking, wow, how amazing that all these years later they caught him and sentenced him. But on a happier note, in 1962, that was right around John F. Kennedy time, Von Meter, who was a musician and a comedian, came up with what was one of my very favorite albums in the 60s. It was called The First Family. He imitated John Kennedy, and it was a bunch of vignettes, little spoofs on The First Family, and ergo called The First Family. But the person who did Jackie talked with this wispy voice, and he talked like Kennedy and used an accent. I'm not very good at it. Anyway, it went to #1 in the charts and it stayed at #1. This is like a talking comedy album. Stayed #1 on the charts for like 4 months. Yeah, it was like that good. Whew. That was your birth year? No, it was a good year to be born, but you missed some really good times. You'll have to go back and YouTube them and see what you missed. 1973. Okay, so you were old enough then. It was the year that the Pirates of the Caribbean opened at Disneyland. Wow. Talk about the happiest place on earth. Now, I think it's the most expensive place on earth. I can't figure out how families can afford to go to Disneyland. I just took my grandson, and I think it took 2 months worth of my income. Really crazy. It was fun, though. I mean, I still love it. It's still, you get to be a kid, and I don't know, even the lines aren't that terrible. Because they play Disney songs that, like get like earworms. This to me was shocking. The same year that the Pirates of the Caribbean opened, or Pirates of the Caribbean, depending on how you say it, that same year, the American Psychiatric Association, I don't even believe this, declared that homosexuality was not a mental illness. I didn't even realize that until 1973, people thought of homosexuality as an illness. Wow. We've come a long way, baby, in what appears to be not such a long time. So in terms of birthdays, it was also Gustav Eiffel, his birthday. You know who he is? He's the guy who designed the Eiffel Tower. I'm not going to lie. I feel honored and privileged to tell you that I've gone up there a number of times and have been nothing but delighted every single time. But the most delightful experience with the Eiffel Tower was not the elevator, was not being up on top and looking over the glory that is Paris. No, although both of those things are pretty amazing. What it was on my first trip to Paris. My husband and I were staying in this little hotel. And when I say little. I mean like our entire room was about a third the size of the studio that I'm in right now. Like you opened the door and hit the bed. Like you got up to go to the bathroom and had about this much space to walk in to get to the bathroom, which was like this big. It had a toilet and a tiny little sink, and that was it. And we were lucky to get a room with a bathroom. But what it did have was French windows. And when you opened them up, there in the distance, just like a postcard, was the Eiffel Tower. When I first opened the window and looked out, I started crying. It was so beautiful, so beautiful. And what's really funny is my husband was downstairs looking to see if there was a little store around where we could get something to munch on because we were starving. So when I opened the window and looked out, I saw the Eiffel Tower, but I also saw him on the street. And is my want, I was that loud, ugly American for just a moment. And I yelled out, "Hey, honey, look out there. Look, it's that Eiffel Tower thing, that Eiffel Tower. It's out there. Look at it. It's really tall. You're going to love it." We could not stop laughing. I don't know that anybody heard us, but it's kind of fun to be the ugly American just for a moment and like let it all hang out. Yeah. No, it wasn't. It wasn't nice. It wasn't nice, but it was funny. It was really funny. Okay. Paris Adventures, Pearl Day, Cupcake Day, Herd Your Cats Day, Go Get the Virus. Life is so amazing, isn't it? No, don't get the virus. Did I say get the virus? No, go get the vaccine for the virus. Sorry. Yeah. You don't need much room to sleep, but it's really hard to sleep when the bed is lumpy and you trip over each other on the way to the bathroom and you have to live out of a suitcase that you can't even leave open because there's no room on the floor to leave it open. That's all. And being a tourist, you're right. I mean, we would get up in the morning, go have our chocolat. The best thing was the croissant, chocolat croissant. Yes. Oh, that was the best. And then we would just walk, like from the time we woke up in the morning until the time we came back to our hotel to go to sleep, or come back to our hotel to change to go do the nightlife in Paris. Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. It is not about spending time in your room, and certainly not in a room like that. Okay. It's Tuesday, possibly Taco Tuesday, but you know what to have for dessert, right? Cupcakes. Actually, you might want to just have a dinner of cupcakes. Yum. But whatever you do, have a wonderful, glorious, marvelous, fabulous day. And do what you can to make the world a better place. Start it with a sip and a smile. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.